There comes a point in life when the balance between parents and children begins to shift. You spend years raising them, guiding them, sacrificing so much, but then something changes. Maybe they stop listening to your advice. Maybe they brush off your opinions. Maybe the way they speak to you stings. Or worse, you begin to feel like a burden, and that hurts. If your children have started treating you with less respect than you deserve, it's natural to feel frustrated, even angry. You might want to remind them of all you've done, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the unconditional love. But here's a difficult truth. Anger won't fix it. In fact, it often makes things worse. There is a better path to reclaiming the respect you deserve. It doesn't involve arguments, guilt, or resentment. It starts with subtle but powerful changes in how you carry yourself. These changes may be simple, but they can completely shift how your children see and treat you. One of the most common missteps parents make, especially later in life, is trying too hard to win their children's approval. Maybe you've done it without even realizing, going out of your way to accommodate their lives, saying yes when you'd rather say no, putting their needs before your own in the hope that they'll appreciate you more. But the truth is, the more you chase their approval, the less they respect you. True respect doesn't come from sacrificing yourself, it comes from valuing yourself. If you constantly give in, keep the peace at your own expense, and silence your own needs, you send the message that your feelings don't matter. And when that message takes hold, it becomes far too easy for others to overlook you. Take a step back and respect yourself first. Say no when you need to. Speak up, even if they don't agree. It's not about creating conflict, it's about showing that your voice matters. And once you begin to show self-respect, they'll start seeing you differently. With time, their respect will follow. It can be tempting to argue when you feel dismissed or disrespected, to defend yourself or remind them of all you've done. But arguing rarely leads to respect. Instead of trying to win a debate, lead through your presence. Carry yourself with quiet strength. Respond with calm, not anger. When you remain composed, you show that you're not seeking approval. You already possess dignity, and that silent confidence is often more powerful than any words. You may love your children deeply, but emotional dependence on them for validation can erode the balance in your relationship. The moment they sense you need them to feel whole, the dynamic shifts. Rather than feeling grateful, they may begin to feel pressure or even resentment. Independence, especially emotional independence, earns admiration. When your happiness doesn't rely on their calls, visits, or approval, they're more likely to seek you out, not out of obligation, but out of genuine connection. Fill your own cup. Cultivate hobbies, friendships, and interests. When you thrive on your own, they'll notice and they'll respect it. Often, children lose respect for their parents simply because no one set the limits. It's not necessarily malice, it's habit. If you allow disrespect, it becomes the norm. But it's never too late to change that. Setting boundaries doesn't mean creating distance. It means defining what's acceptable and what isn't. It requires firmness and consistency. Speak clearly and calmly. Stand your ground. If someone crosses a line, let them know. Respect isn't just given, it's taught through example. Another crucial step is recognizing when your generosity has been taken for granted. Many parents give endlessly, thinking love and effort will be met with gratitude. But giving without appreciation doesn't deepen love, it breeds expectation. The more you give without acknowledgement, the more it becomes assumed rather than valued. Generosity should be a choice, not an obligation. Start saying no when it feels right. Stop offering more when it goes unnoticed. It may be uncomfortable at first, but with time, they'll begin to value your support more because they'll know it isn't guaranteed. One of the most important changes you can make is to build a life that exists outside of your children. When your world revolves around them, they may begin to see you as someone without their own direction. But people respect those who live with purpose. Pursue passions, friendships, or causes that bring you joy. Live fully, not as someone waiting for attention, but as someone who embraces life. When your children see you thriving, they'll not only feel relieved of pressure, they'll also feel proud. And with that pride often comes a deeper respect. You can't force anyone, not even your children, to respect you, but you can inspire it by holding yourself with confidence, setting clear boundaries, protecting your time and energy, and living a full life. You show them what respect looks like. Over time, they'll see you differently, not as someone dependent on their attention, but as someone who commands admiration through presence, self-respect, and quiet strength. That's the kind of respect that lasts not because you asked for it, but because you earned it.